Looks like I won't be able to hear the stream. Oh, I gotta turn the XP pen shit. Shit. Please connect the H. But I did. Memento, por favore. Clearly we're gonna have issues here. Oh crap, I think I unplugged it. No, I was trying to plug in the PS2. Shit. Oh, we have to go. We have to reach underneath the desk. God damn it. Where's my phone? Where is my phone? So I have to... Which of these don't I need? That is the question. It's this one. Ah, there we go. Whew. Okay. So I didn't have everything set up too properly. There we go. Let's see if it'll recognize it now. Hell yeah. Oh shit, where's my phone? So it is a late night. Probably do this for a couple hours. I might not get a lot done. I'm not a fast drawer. I take my time. And also I just realized I have my stream up here and the Twitchies. In case, just in case. I do need this up here because I gotta be able. Okay. Cool. Works. Oh god, this is such a messy sketch, Jesus. I must have been out of my mind. I think that part is the only part that's not exactly accurate. Actually, I'll make this big. So we used to see, like, stuff, so it's like, okay. No, that's not a good pose for him. I technically should just be able to. Oh, okay, there's a decent one. Alright, so he does have. Of course, I have to bring this up here. Okay, so that is correct. Let's actually do more. forget to do a clean sketch because this one is hella messy. What's up, Bloods? Sorry, I'm just like... the music's going. I just realized, is the music going? Okay, video Streamlabs music playing. I don't know, hold on. Might hear double whammy for a bit, because I don't know what's... Oh, no, I did not. Pin, okay. Oh, never mind, there is no sound coming from the Streamlabs widget. Well, that happened. I don't know why it does that. So we have no music. Excellente. Always a good time. Well, put that on the freaking hit list of shit that I need to fix. Like I said, the sketch was very messy. So there is a bunch of shit all over the place. I still gotta refer to the reference picture. The tie is actually lower looking at the official art. Although that's in the stupid thing, and another one is higher. Okay. I guess when he's getting ready to fight. Mies! Hello, hello. Yes. Oh, okay, so it's just a bone type thing. It's a cravat that actually holds the shit in place. Oh, okay. Make Risley the 30-something-year-old man he's supposed to be. That'd be hilarious. Da-da-da. Eeny, eeny, eeny. $30 and 10 something. Like, yeah. A 30 plus 10, yeah. We'll do the fluffy part later. I can't deal with the fluffy part now. That's a lot of fluff. His coat's very fluffy on that side. Like a pupper. Let me put this one. So there is 2 sections to this. So alright, so he's raising his hand here. And yeah, we're just gonna put this down here for now. Trying to figure out. Thank you, Mouse. I'm trying. The clothing is really hard. I'm not gonna say I fucking hate Fontaine clothing because it is very nice looking, but then actually like drawing it, such a pain in the ass. I swear to God, they had to have found like the one art. Like, I'm not saying like artists have like purposes. They probably found the one artist on the team that's like, yo, we get to draw a lot of like very fancy Western shit. Like, yeah, let's go. And he went all in. I mean, yeah, let's just say that he went all in on the fucking Fontanian design. Let's be real. Let's be real about this. So let's get the arm in there because I gotta figure out where little Wolfie is compared to. I think. So he has his little. I don't want to say it's a pocket watch. I don't know what it is. It's like he has a little pin here. I just remember it's flat against him and it's kind of facing down. So it's like bam, and then so he has a point that goes up here, and the wolf head actually comes off here. Like, hmm, I don't have to look like I have to. Yes, like I said, fucking Fontanian intricate designs. I swear to God, it's more like a dragon than a wolf. And yeah, I'm kind of OCD about like the thing too. So it's like, wait, and he has like, so wait, this part is actually part of the wolf, and then there, and then there's like a little. And then from this point, actually, like I'm not joking. If you look up any of the Fontaine designs, it's like, okay, well, this is here, this is like this, and then this is I don't I don't know. Oh, I apparently did the second one, so the first one is actually I'll deal with that in a second. It's like, wait a second. Actually, outer, and then whole thing, and then the rest of his. It's just very intricate. Okay, we got the wolf thing. That's like kind of important. It's like it's like a way to identify like who he is, which is good. That's like a dew point up there. There we go. Kind of like roughly. Favorite part, hands. Everybody loves hands. I fucking hate hands. So this. So he actually has. Suits are like my worst nightmare. Because there's another fold here. And then. Okay, so it's supposed to go. But it's like. Okay, whatever. It's there. It works. I think I got it. I think I got it. Who knows? It works. And then oh hell no, that's bad. Deal with that one. That's time when it comes to lining. Do 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 do. Yeah. Like I said, Fontaine, fucking, they got the fucking artist who likes Western or French things. I said it is fancy. Like not like oh that's cute. It's not like no like we're gonna go all out. Actually, should be up here more. Thinking about it. Yeah, his things are that huge. That's why I'm like having like a hard time. I'm like, so about those big ass. I just realized how big his forehead is because I'm like, no. we can get back to that. Time to go back to the coat. The big ass coat. On the coat. The coat. The coat de grace. The coat of his grace. Yeah, so the messy sketch underneath is kind of not helping. I'm like, I have a vague idea of what I was doing here, but after that, not so much. Hair is fluffy. Why? Because we could do shit with hair. And I won't be so, like, whatever. Oh, wrong angle too. I just realized. That one's. Oh my god. And yeah, we're making a very simple raw state drawing because I'm not drawing all the fucking. I'm not drawing everything. Goddamn. Alright, I need. Okay, so he has a Z formation on his neck. It's like, what do you mean by Z formation? You'll see. So he has a Z formation on his neck. And it is canon. He has like these scars going along his thing on either side. It's like one is here, I believe. The other one is like straight up down the middle. One down the side. And then there's like too many scars here. No, they're not the breast like And it says draw him with the gauntlets. I'd be like, go to hell. No way. So, and like these are just crinkly, very crinkly gloves. But his other arm is wrapped to high holy hell. So this one's more like, this arm is more covered than his other arm when it comes to like, this is where I probably got like all jacked up. Was the armband shit. Like, yeah, I don't like how that's looking. I'm trying to see it, like, trying to, like, see what it looked like if it was sideways. And, like I said, this is not, like, I know people have done fan art, but I find that people do sometimes do fan art of, like, the character in their standard pose, which helps because the thing is there. I'm like, oh, let me go do something else. It's like, no, let's do the hardest fucking thing possible. Because I have a hard time consolidating materials. Like, okay, if this was like kind of bent at this angle, what would this be? Blah 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 blah. And it's just like whatever. Pardon me. I am having caffeine right now. So like, oh, by the way, yeah, here's all the. Let me just refresh this because this is Twitch has been acting really funky lately, and I don't know why. But yeah, so this is what I'm using, like, to put him honestly. So he has like standard poses, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, what is he doing? He's like getting ready. Also, hubby Sir Chris just played through Risley's storyline, which thankfully he did because now we can discuss it with our friends. Our one friend was like, "I can't talk to you right now." I was like, "Crap! Like we have to finish up these storylines." So if it was facing this way, the angle's really weird because they're like those really thick like piratey type deals. Even though he's not a pirate, he's a boxer. Um, Them shits are long as hell too. Let's put the diamonds here for now. I mean, I have an idea. I have an idea of what I want it to be when it grows up. Maybe. Hopefully. Might not be the best piece. It's fine. I'm masking like a lot of shit right now. Yeah, it's not definitely not one of my best ones. It's fine. My first time drawing this character too, so that's that. Now he has his little wolf. I say wolf thing. Like they drew him to obviously his sign is the Cerberus, yada yada. Like it's like okay. I mean that's a nice thick fur coat. I wonder if him and Yelan got together and just robbed Is there a way to turn up your volume? Oh, my bad. I probably had the. No, my mic is fully up. I think it's just me because I am in concentrating mode, and you know that means I'm like probably gonna mumble on accident more than speak. Um, but the volume on the thing is turned all the way up. So is the volume on the Discord. I was about to say Discord. I'm so dumb. The slobs, like the volume on slobs is turned all the way up. Whoa, we going everywhere today. Okay, so that's like the cleaner sketch. So just to give you an idea of a comparison, like this is the really like down and dirty sketch, and then this is like the cleaned up sketch because it's like there's not as many lines doing shit. All right, so we can take that off. This is supposed to be like a piece of like when I say fancy, I'm just like sitting here like, okay, well we have this, and then this shit's going on, and then somebody did something here. I don't know. This is supposed to be metallic, I guess. And then he has like a metal thing on the end of this thing. It's like really, I think it's really odd. Not odd. It's just like, okay. Just thickening up these lines so I can see what the freak I'm doing. And I can tell who's what, who, what, when, where, why, how. He actually has. Didn't mean to make that white. Let's get back to black. There we go. I gave him a Lugosi because I feel like if he's gonna be a 30-something like year old dude, like you know what I mean, like have some facial hair. I don't know. It's like all right. I'm like I'm kidding. I won't. We won't stray too far from the original design. That'd be bad. Here we go. We'll save it. Like he's kind of like a dad. He is a dad, and it's like there's nothing about this screams dad except whatever. All right. I'm not exactly happy with how some of the stuff is turning out. That's fine. Deal with it when I get to it. On the line art. So now we're gonna. Oh, no, we're not gonna do line art yet because there's still some shit on the coat that I gotta do. I gotta realize that. Oh yeah. So they're not stars, they're kind of like these squiggly things. Come back. Come back. There's kind of like a little thing going across the bottom. That's fine. Control S save. We're gonna fix the hair a bit. So yeah, that's a little much. So it should be mapped out more this way. This. Because he has some gray streaks in there. All the markers of an old man. But he still looks like he's 20. Like, no. I don't know, should I add like little markings to make it look like that's a little too like a little too old. It's like I don't want to make him like fucking I don't want to make him like 50 years old or anything. But I'm like, if he's supposed to be like 30 something, I'm sorry, he's not gonna be like this. Like, look at this. I'm bringing this over here. He's not gonna look like some like yeah, like everything about like they gave him gray hairs. He's raising a kid. No, we're not doing that. It's like we're giving him some like markers of like, okay, he's kind of a middle-aged guy. Like, oh, let me get back on the canvas so I don't like accidentally mess with the sizing of my interwebs. Yeah, like they gave him like this thing of being like an older dude, and it's like, no, you can't say he's an older dude and then make him look like he's 20 something. I figure there he's at least early mid 30s for sure. At least he's not reading like I just don't want him reading as a 20 something. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. Um oh god. So yeah. So we made him slightly older. Alright, where's the thing? Because he also has like lines going down. Okay, so he has I want to show driver panel. I want to show the driver panel. See, it has a thing that goes along with the thing here. And then it goes down the side. Like, you should not be looking like he's whatever. I don't. Oh, why do I keep pressing the wrong button for the fucking thing? Luden. Like, Lourdes! Alright, and then this one's kind of like we'll see. Not bad. There's a lot of stuff wrong with this picture. It's okay though. I haven't drawn live in a long time, so this is basically just getting me back in the habit. Back in the practice. Back in the habit. Alright, so this is part of the thing. Thanks, Mimi. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just don't know what I want to do for background yet. We'll have to. Oh no, that should. Whatever. That is what it is. Okay, yeah, because then it's its coat the rest of the way. I think the coat here on the halo frames him fine. Whew. I know, I took a long time for the sketch part. Told you I'm not fast at this. Alright, now time for the part where we have to. Are you using your Worcestershire? Are you using your Worcestershire as a reference? I mean, I fucking hate you. Why are you putting that in there? What's the meme with this guy again? Like the 3 hardest things to say. I'm sorry, I need help, and Worcestershire, that shit sauce. I'm gonna say that shit sauce. So, I wish because I have a ooh, I got a bubble in my throat. I actually have music playing, but I don't know if anyone's gonna hear that. It's supposed to be the Streamlabs music widget, but apparently it decided to not. Audio set to. Like, how do I change that? I don't want the audio set to stream only. Like, stereo. I wasn't sure about the music situation. It's supposed to be fucking. Sorry. It's supposed to be doing. It's set. Like, I heard it in my ears before I went live, but then after I went live, it's like, oh yeah. Like, it says it's playing, but. Like, I can't hear it in my ears, but I thought, okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's still playing at least for the stream, so you guys can like have something besides silence and ramblings, mostly my ramblings. Yeah, so no, I don't want studio mode. Fuck that. I don't either. Okay, so I don't know. Silent Jiggy ramblings are my favorite though. No, Jiggy ramblings can be whatever they want. I feel like I would also like use this time to be like, all right, listen, like everybody and their mom, like life's a bitch. Let's put this on default. Maybe they'll actually do something, and if not, well, my bad. I don't know. Like, I was like, why are you doing the art stream now? It's 9:30 on a Monday night. Why? Because I fucking can. It's my stream. I'll do whatever the hell I damn well please. But also the fact that, like, I just had an amped up night, and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna finally have an art stream. Why? Because I've been saying I'm gonna do an art stream for a long ass time, and it's like, nah. Like, I've done other drawings since then. I've just been so nervous about drawing again live because it's a thing. It really is a thing. We're gonna make you, whoa, not totally disappear. Okay, that's a little too much. 10%'s good. I can see you now. I can see you, so. Alright. So yeah, so now we have our Wriothesley. We have a proper middle-aged man Wriothesley. We don't have the I'm a middle-aged man, but I still look like I'm 20 Wriothesley. I'm sorry. Like I said, dude is canonically like in his mid-30s. Guess what? He ain't gonna be all baby-faced and shit. I fucking refuse. It is middle-aged people time. I'm about to go off on another rant if this happens. Oh, I'm not even on the ink on the linear layer. Almost committed the art sin right there. No, stop bringing up the thing. I hate when I do that. Save. Save. I'm looking for Nisi Red to come through here. Be like, save me! Like, oh shit! Thickness is on 2. We're gonna put this on 3. Yeah, the brush size was on 5 for sketch. But then when I'm ready to do like a proper lining, put on a smaller one so that we're not like I am a bit heavy-handed. So like even I know I'm heavy-handed, so it's a little different. Also, like, I have been astounded, not astounded, I have been so, impressed with, not just Genshin Impact, like, so I play Honkai Star Rail as well, and I've been impressed with the fact that they're getting, more mature voice actresses, and before you're like, oh, what's the big deal? Well, when everyone sounds like a freaking like bubblegum 14-year-old Deus Ex Machina high schooler, even though it's like, oh, but she's canonically like 25. It's like, hold on. Not every 25-year-old is gonna have like that timbre of a voice that's in like the upper range. I'm sorry. It was just, to me, it was just getting annoying. So I'm gonna give Hoyo verse the kudos they deserve, especially for a few reasons. So one of the voice actresses, apparently, she's never done, I don't remember her name, Chris and I had to look her up, because like, what has she done? Like, hell yeah. We were, fighting, well, at least I was fighting, I don't know if Chris got up to the fight yet. We were fighting in Honkai Star Rail. The enemy's name was Phantilia. And the second you hear her voice drop, and I say drop because the second she talks, it's like boom. It's like, oh my god, like this doesn't sound like a child. This doesn't sound like a young adult who young adults, like, I'm trying to remember how I sounded at like in my early 20s. I'm pretty sure my voice was higher pitched in my 20s. Probably because I was more excitable in my 20s, who knows. But the second Phantilia dropped her voice to talk to us, be like, benefactors, I was like, yo, let me find out. They got a mature voice actress, or at least a voice actress that has, you know, an older woman / mature woman sounding voice. Like, someone who is legit well over, like, 30 or over. Like, there is no question. Like, this chick is not under 30. She is not. Period. If she's playing a human, Phantilia is not a human, by the way. But even if she was playing human, she is not an under 30 person. Period. I was like, yo, are you serious right now? Did they really get, like, I think because her voice is deeper than, has a deeper, richer tone than your average VA. Yes, I'm gonna harp on this probably for a minute because I was so like, yo, I am so happy right now. It's like, we get all these cool characters and there's so many cool, especially in Honkai Impact 3rd. There are so many cool female characters in the Honkai universe, like, I get the appeal because, like, your audience is, like, kids. I get it. But also at the same time, it's like with the average gamer, more mature voice actresses, let's get it, yeah. With the gaming industry, like, you're talking about gamers our age. And I say our age because I'm 39 years old. I am not ashamed about my age, so fuck y'all. I'm not ashamed about my age, but the average gamer is my age. We're not squeakers anymore. Hee hee. Like, no. Now, do some of us act our age? That is a totally different story. I will admit to that. Some of us don't know our asses from our elbows, even in our mid to late 30s, because, you know, reasons, economy. I'm gonna need Risley's fucking picture again because his hair. That is a fan art. We can't use that. And when I mean I can't use that, it's not the official art, so it's not a good reference. Open. Whoa. Alright, I'm gonna bring you over here so I can see you. Like, yeah, so I am... Who else? There was somebody else. Even if you can remember, like, remind me. There was somebody else who, I honestly think it was also another Hoyoverse game now that I'm thinking about it. Hoyoverse been doing some shit lately. I'm like, what is going on today? What is going on right now? It was, again, another mature voice actress or character with a mature voice. And I was stunned. I was absolutely stunned. Like I said, it's the season. I'm just very happy. I am happy in general that, you know, we're getting these, and everyone talks about, like, representation. We obviously need hell of a lot more representation. You know, people of color, women, etc. We always do. And yes, I know some games, like, you know, the Genshin Impact series, where there's no shortage of female characters, but at the same time, it's like, well, let's get even more variety. Let's push this further. So, like, yes, we have people of color, we have more women, but then, you know, it's like, well, now they're all in, like, they're all in their teens / early to mid 20s at best. Late 20s at best, sorry. So it's not exactly the same thing. As someone who works in the tech industry, like, ageism is still a thing in my line of business. I mean, to some degree, it does help because I am older, so, like, you would think people would be less dismissive. But then it's like, yes, but you're still a woman in tech, so do you know what you're talking about half the time? And it's like, yes, I do. Do you know what you're asking half the time? Because you're trying to ask questions that honestly don't make sense. But hey, I'll let you have that. And it's kind of like games are now, like, some games have been doing it. Indie games do it best. Indie games do representation best. That's, like, hands down. Sorry, that's just fact. At least for me. Anecdotal or not, that's just fact. But, like, having representation where it's like, okay, now we have all these minority groups in. Hey, by the way, we're not all, like, 15 to 20. Like, a lot of us have been around the block. Like, we're all older. We're not like spring chickens anymore, and that's okay. That doesn't mean we're also decrepit old people either. Like I said, the hard thing about I'm trying to do here with the Duke is the fact that they gave him a baby face, but he's supposed to be in his mid-30s. He is not gonna have, like, round cheeks. And he's not gonna have some type of like wrinkle or whatever here and there. And that's fine. But like I refuse to make his dead ass like looking like he has no idea what the hell he's doing, and he's barely like out of his 20s. It's like, no. he's a grown ass man. Like, let's talk about this. So like, and even like it's been kind of okay for male characters to be on the older side or coded / drawn on the older side. Zhongli, Neuvillette come to mind, since, well, Geo Grandpa and Hydro Grandpa, respectively. I might... Actually, I'm gonna undo that because I'm not gonna put his eyeballs in yet. Sorry guys, you're gonna be blind for a hot minute. Do those last, because I want to see how I want to do it. The thing is, and we're getting some characters that are now being coded older. I mean, Lisa's coded as a slightly older woman. She does have a kind of flirtatious voice, which is nice. I don't consider her like having a middle age. She's like, her voice to me sits in that range of, okay, like she's kind of coming out of young adulthood into full maturity adulthood and maybe slightly older. And that's fine. I mean, I'm okay. Like that's good. Like, it's not, as long as it's not in that typical range, like I'm okay with this. Like, I have any say. But the point is, it's like it's really fine. It's fine. But like, it also speaks to authority too, since you're talking about there's more women in authority in the world and stuff like that. And so it's like, I am very happy that we're finally getting, in terms of age, for some people, for some groups, mostly white women, I'll be honest and frank about that, that it's okay to have, like, an older voice. It's okay to be older, period, an older woman in these universes. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But, big buts. Like, to me, especially as someone who has studied, like, media, I have a bachelor's of communications, specifically in film production, believe it or not. But more importantly, like, just studying film and studying how, like, stuff works. It's seeing how sometimes, like, you know, your typical, like, if you're gonna cast, like, someone of a darker skin color / African American variety, they're usually someone who can be older, but they're not a main role. And it's like, okay, well, you know, there's a lot more variety than this. I think we could be better. I fucking hate that. That was bad. I'm back. Sorry, look so hard. I like the vibes though. Oh, thanks, Luds. How you doing, Luds? So, his chin, I'm zoomed in so hard. So, his chin's right there, so we're just gonna... Little goatee. Like I said, we're gonna actually code this man as, you know, actually being a straight middle... Not straight, you know what, we know... Him and Neuvillette may have a thing, who knows. But he's gonna be coded as an actual middle-aged man. And not... not like... Yeah, I'm gonna say that over and over again, because that makes me hurt. Well, I'm alive. You can ask how about that. I'm on arrest. That's why I'm lurking. I'm lurking around my safe places. Well, thanks for the lurk, lads. I'm glad you considered this is a safe place. I know I don't put the things in it, but you know, you're good here. But what were you talking about? No. Elder women VAs in thing. Yeah, if I could find like a sound clip of Phantilia, goddamn, like this woman sounds hot. Like, not gonna lie. Like, I watched whose VOD was I watching? I was like, holy fucking shit. Sayu's VOD. Sayu, aka Alejandro Saab. He is the voice actor for. That's gonna be off as shit. We're gonna leave that for last. He is the voice actor for Sino, the General Mahamatra of the Academia in Genshin Impact. The second he heard, and he is an avid gamer, he's actually a very popular VTuber. The second he heard the boss's voice, and it was like, she sounds hot. It's like, yeah, I agree, she sounds really hot. And then you see her, and it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, Phantilia gives the step on me mommy vibes, I'm not gonna lie. And the fight itself is really cool too, but yeah. I'm trying to think, who else recently? I swear to God, there was like another, like, female character that was like, okay, we actually have a mature female voice. I'm just gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna think of it after stream's over. And it's gonna be one of those things you wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, you're like, yes, that is exactly what I was thinking. 5 hours later. So because you know, IYK. Yeah, so I just feel like it's a great time in video games where when I hear a teen Japanese voice actress and they are young, I'm like, okay. But if I hear a mature Japanese voice crack an ear and ara, I'm over. Oh god. Yeah, it's like really cool right now that like, okay, we're actually getting some rep in terms of the age category. But I'm greedy. I'm gonna admit it, I'm greedy. I want more. I want more of that shit. Like, I remember an interview, because I watched Sayuki back in the day, and those of you that don't know Sayuki, it was like, oh my god, 4 guys going to the west, blah 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, back in the day, Sayuki, and one of the VAs, I forget the VA for Goku, Nosebleed, lol. He actually, I remember his interview, he was talking about how he got the role. And the guy was, and he didn't even interview for it, I'm sorry, one of the other VAs, like, vouched for him. Networking, guys, networking is important. Remember to network. That's how I got half my jobs. The guy said, hey, do you want, like, a 35-year-old that still sounds like they're, like, 13? And they were like, yeah, sure. So, I mean, but now it's like, nah, you know what? I want the 18, 19, 20-year-old that can sound like they're 30, 35, 40. That's what I want. Show me that VA. I think the voice actor of Ether, Zach, I forgot his last name. I can't think of his last name right now. So sue me. He actually has a somewhat, he can actually get to a deep voice, naturally, like an older guy's voice. But his Ether voice is like this middle timbre, this middle color, which is really cool. But yeah, it's, oh, the voice actress of Goku is so great. I couldn't imagine my world without her. Luz, which Goku are you referring to? Because the Goku from Sayuki is not... Oh, I don't know if they... I remember, Sayuki Season 3, way back in the day, I think because of, like, you know, studio changing hands and stuff, like, they changed the VAs. But I'm talking about, Son Goku Dragon Ball. No. There is an anime called, Sayuki, which is another variation of To the West, you know, the Monkey King, etc. And the voice actor for Goku in that one was, at the time, he was already like in his early 30s, I want to say. Like I said, and his friend who was a VA who vouched for him was telling the studio, "Hey, do you want a 30 something that still sounds like, you know, they're a teenager, you know, they can pass for a teenager?" Because the Goku in Journey to the West is like, he is like 13, 14 years old. He's a kid. But I'm not saying I'm done. Like, obviously, if the person's supposed to be a kid, obviously, you know, get a kid. It's fine. Don't get a kid. Like, they're a lot of responsibility. Just don't. But like, get a voice that's like, okay, you need a kid sounding voice for a kid. That's fine. But then like, when it comes to making a voice for, who is it? Oh, what is it? When a 67-year-old lady could sound like a 5-year-old, that's 10 out of 10. Lol. Okay, no. Yeah, I like the voice actress. Yeah, but like I said, like, bodies change over time. I'm sorry. Like, it's like when you hit 30, 35, and the check engine light comes on for every goddamn joint in your body. Like, when you move, check engine light comes on for the knees. And you bend over, check engine light comes on for the lower back. It's like, god damn it. Your voice also changes. I am... Fun fact, I am classically trained in voice. I have not done lessons in over 15 years. But I am classically trained in opera, like, and the way, like, your voice from when you're a teenager to when in your 20s to your 30s, the color of your voice, it's called timbre, which is the color of your voice, like the richness of your voice, the quality of your voice. Not like bad or good quality, just like how it is, just changes all the time. Like, your voice actually continues maturing into your 30s, which is why, like, it's like, to me, it's not just important, but to me, it's always very interesting. It's always awesome when you see, like, VAs that, you know, the VA, like, the sound has, like, range, because it's like, okay, you're not, like... Sorry, I'm, like, ranting and drawing at the same time. Not the great. Then I watched Bo-chan anime after reading the book, and I heard her in that, and I was like, that's Goku, what the fuck? Yeah. You have to remember, like, some VAs, like, and you're also talking in the 90s, I feel like VAs are definitely more visible now, because thank you, social media, for giving VAs, like, visibility, because it's fucking hard to get work in that industry, from what I understand. At the same time, like, VAs in the 90s, like, they have a lot more going for them now than back in the day. I think it's a lot easier for VAs to get work. The VAs back in the day were typically, like, typecast. So the voice actor that I'm referring to, I think a lot of his roles were pretty much like, yeah, you're gonna be like this teenage sounding, like, child, like this teenage sounding boy. And he was like, this dude was like in his 30s, like late 20s, early 30s. It was like, okay, whatever. Not whatever, but you know what I mean? It's like, okay. So, it's kind of frustrating that now, like, it's like, especially, and I'm going to attribute this to the fact that we want more diversity in our voice casting, which is amazing. Like, voice actors aren't, like, beholden to, like, okay, I'm only going to be typecast for this. Like, my range is limited. Or, my range is not limited, but they only want me for these roles. Like, it's like, no. It's like, why should they? One thing about line art, you can some shit like 50 million times. I think I hear my husband next door. He's probably, like, playing, I think he's playing Genshin right now. Yeah, it's not my roundabout voice. No, that is not. But yeah, it's not it is what it is anymore. It's like there's still ageism in the industry. Like, I'm not saying like the anime industry is like Hollywood where it's like there's all this stuff going on. Like, at the same time, you know, it's like, hey, like, you can't be a dick anymore to get VA roles. So it's nice to see that like I said, that the quality of VAs, the diversity of VAs is growing. It's getting better. It's not like it was like 20 years ago. It's like, hey, you're gonna get typecast for this because people want fucking Deus Ex Machina high school teeny bopper. That's gonna be a whole nother rant about. Love him. His voice is great. Hold on, let me get back over here. I watched these a Hungarian dub first as a kid and thought the VA surely ripped AF. Yeah. Like I said, I don't keep up with like VA status, like popularity anymore. Like obviously when we were kids, like it's like, oh, okay. But what's funny to me is so so the guy who voices Al Haytham, Nazi, I'm gonna butcher his name in about 5 seconds. Hold on, I'm gonna look him up. Nazi Tarsha. Okay, it's Nazi Tarsha. Oh, his name's not difficult. I just forgot what it was. Nazi Tarsha, who voices Al Haytham. Al Haytham is first off the first model in Genshin who's like this big beefy dude, like with big arms and everything. Because that was the thing. Most of the tall male models in Genshin were like these lean male models, regardless of what age they were. It's like, okay, you all are like, you're all lean builds all around. It's like, okay, fine. And then comes along Al Haytham with his big ass beefy arms, and it's like, wait a second, what? And he's like I said, he's a tall male model, so he's at least, and I mean at least because I gotta remember this is an Asian company. Tall to them is like apparently like 5'7". But okay, I'm trying to remember if there was like a thing. I think there is a thing here. I'm not sure. Well, let me like zoom out real quick. Oh, actually, I could just look at the thing. All right. So the tall male model is coded at least 5'10", because reasons. I'm guessing 5'10". I'm saying just because like back in the day, like when I was watching Sailor Moon and stuff, it's like, oh man, Sailor Moon, like they all look tall, and Kino Makoto, aka Sailor Jupiter, was known for being quote unquote tall for her age, but also just she's a tall girl in general in Japan. They would consider like she was a giant. The thing was like, oh, she was made fun of because, you know, she's super tall, like no one's gonna want to date her. Her being quote unquote tall was 5'7" at the time. I think 5'7" or 5'8". I'm 5'7". Okay, a little more out there. God. I'm 5'7". Now, I'm well above the average height for adult human female, as I continually tell my husband when he tries to tell me how small SMOL I am, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Lol. But Kino Makoto, Sailor Jupiter, was considered quote-unquote giant at being like 5'7", 5'8". Now let's think about that. So where am I getting to? Yes, we're gonna get back to Al Haytham in a second, but I want to give like the thing. So when you code like the taller, you're 6 feet. No. Bloods, what was what that guy said? Like, I'm a 6 foot tall like soldier with whatever twin voice or whatever. I don't know what the hell he was saying. So Al Haytham is coded on the tall male model side for Genshin Impact, and his VA Nazi Tarsha is, I think, like 5'5". Now I'm gonna go look because the guy had to stand on a chair to take a picture because he was so short he couldn't see over the other VAs. So hold on. I hope he never finds this fucking stream. He's like, why are you making fun of my height? I'm not making fun of your height. I was using it as an example. Oh my god. Ah, okay. So Nazi is 5'6". I'm an inch taller than that guy. Alright, cool. I'm sorry, I have to die right now. Oh my god. No, the Genshin VAs are always great. I'm not gonna lie, the Genshin VAs have made the fandom. It is great. I love playing the Hoyoverse games. Hoyoverse takes all of my money. Ask my husband. Sir Chris, who is in the stream right now. So, music is missing, my dear. Of course it's missing. The music's always missing. Why? Because I've tried to get the stupid thing to play, and it's not playing. I mean, I could try to go find, let's say, music on YouTube for that's quote-unquote free. I'm just gonna spill the tea. What tea are you spilling with us? Oh, that's... So I found out... What'd you find out, Luds? What did you find out, Luds? Let's go to... So I went to YouTube. I'm gonna search for royalty-free background music. Because this is... Oh, make sure this is like... the April edition. I mean, this is not bad. It's 12 hours. I don't think I'm gonna stream for 12 hours. Okay. Can you guys hear this? Hold on, let me check my computer. Oh, this is loud. Hold on, let's put you down here. Let's put you down here. Alright, so... how's the music compared to the Voce, the Vox? Is Renoxy Vendros, because they are both due to like to stream games and video game music. Lol. I'm still gonna get copyrighted for this on Twitch. Watch. It'll happen. Because Twitch likes to do some dumb shit sometimes. Like, let's be honest. Also, no one tell Al Haytham's VA that I was laughing that he's 5'6". Okay, it's not that he's 5'6". I just find it, it's just that I find it, like, really funny when the VA is, like, the opposite in some way to their character. So, like, yeah, here's this tall-ass character, their VA is, like, a short king. So... let's see. Or like, you know, like the voices of, who is it? Xiao, and yeah, the voice of Xiao is a woman. Like, similar to how, but she just has like a really husky voice. New. So Chris is like, no, can we not? My elaborate 15-year ruse. Yeah, seriously. I feel like this needs to be up more. Yeah, that needed to be a little more stern. Luden, are you getting any stream sound? Are you guys getting any music sound? I hear jazz. Not me. What do you mean not me? Well, Luden hears the music. Oops, my sound went wonky. Okay. Basically, Sir Chris's stream decided to die. Those reasons. I just said it was my sound, lol. Listen, I'm partially reading because I'm trying to catch up on what was said in the thing. Don't yell at me. 6 feet ex-soldiers on voice changers and chill beats. Well, I don't know why he thought I was like... I think the guy thought I was the guy, and I'm like, no. I mean, in terms of voice, when I was singing, I was considered a mezzo-soprano. So in operas, I would play the villain. And usually the heroines are played by the sopranos or coloratura sopranos. It'll remain as a meme here. It'll remain as a meme here, as it should. I'm gonna draw the doggo first because I'm having issues with the dog. Is there any recorded, like, me singing opera? No. Maybe way back, like, 20 years ago. So I used to do something, because I'm from New York, and we have a thing called NYSSMA. It's like the New York State of something Music Association. I forget what the whole thing stood for. And just to give you an idea, like, there are 6 levels in NYSSMA, and people going to the highest level usually go to the highest level. They don't get there to their, like, in their late teens or early 20s. I was doing level 6 NYSSMA, like, competition slash, you know, whatchamacallit, review at, like, 13 years old. So, like, but I was not, like, someone, like, I was not, you know, gonna do, like, Juilliard or some shit like that. Like, I wanted to do it just because I liked it at the time. I still like to sing. And once in a while I'll belt out a tune. But at the same time, it was like... There's just so much stuff that goes into it. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of time and commitment, and... You don't... I was also playing ball at the time, and the thing is, like... I did get a scholarship for basketball. Like, just straight up. I did get a scholarship for basketball. Like, it paid a lot of my tuition. I still owe money, though, because, I went Division 3. But I went, even though I went Division 3, it was to NYU, so it got me into a lot of places. But the thing is, it's a lot of time commitment. It's a lot of, like, I missed a lot of parties. I missed a lot of, like, social things that normal people do, normal girls do at, like, especially between 13 and 17, which is recruiting years for basketball. Like, I would be, like, everyone's like, well, I'm going to here this summer, I'm going there this summer. It's like, no, I was literally in a basketball camp every summer, if not for their full summer. Pretty much all the way up until my signing. So it's a lot of time commitment, and, like, trying to figure out, like, oh, do I want to do piano? Do I want to do voice? Do I want to do basketball? Do I want to do sports? Like, I want to do computer. Like, I wanted to do everything. But it's just hard because it's like, well, and it's not even want to be good at it, you just want to do it. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, my OCD ass is like, oh, I want to take lessons for it and stuff too, because it's like, well, if I'm going to do it, like, I don't want to suck. So it's like, I need the fucking picture. This part is like, want to see a cursed emote combo? No. I'm kidding. Put it up, Lutz. What do we got here? What's going on? I need to see his wolf pin because... Wow. Are those frogs? Are those frogs? If those are frogs, I'm gonna die laughing. Okay. So first off, there is another, like, ear here that I totally missed. Actually, I should go to the eraser and... Oh, fuck it. Oh, shit! Too late. So okay, I'm gonna put this up here because someone made the fucking Risley's Gauntlet in 3D. Like, there's a 3D print, like, out for it. Holy shit. Yo. I'm sorry, I thought that was, like, really interesting. I'm gonna have to put on that picture back now where, with his... Was that a fan art? That's a fan art. I don't want to use that. Yeah, he looks like Bebe. Like, motherfucker's like 30-something. He ain't Bebe. Yeah, we're using this picture. Okay, let's put this back over here. I lick at Sir Chris. Oh my god. I'm almost ready to ban that emote. Yeah, be easy with that emote, Luds. That's one is a Loch Ness monster lurking, the other is licking. LOL. Okay, so from the mid of the pointer. Pardon me? Where's my coffee? Don't hurt Luds, please. I'm weird but harmless. It's fine. You know what? We'll do the negative space first because that I can see. And that I can deal with. Alright, and then there's like... And then... from here... I like a tiger submarine. Yo, that emote's a little dangerous, my guy. I got gifted. Oh, you got gifted? Okay. So, and then this... Nope, we're redoing that. Okay, so that is supposed to be there. Alright. Here we go. I didn't pay, so I'm enjoying it while it's free, while it still lasts. Licking tears. You know what? I like to lick the tears of my enemies. Sorry. Not sorry. I'm getting like hung up on this thing because my OCD is like going freaking haywire right now. So from here, so there's two. There's two, and then there's a thing that kind of like goes up and then goes not too much like that. There we go. I really like this. I really like the pin. That's why I'm trying to get it right because I don't want to like. I don't want it to be like bad. Okay, so it looks like this is actually slightly in front of it, which is kind of odd. Not odd, but it's like I'm now realizing like, okay, boom. And then they both... like, kind of... Alright, we'll do that one first, actually, because that one is easier to deal with. And then this one... Ooh, a little too much. That's okay. Okay, and then it's like kind of like this is self-explanatory. Like, ew. Okay, no, that is gross. That is gross. Yay, my Emi subscribed with Prime. Thank you, sir. I love it. Ad starts in 40 seconds. Oh my. Well, when ads start, feel free to get like a drink or something, guys. I know this is like riveting content for our stream. Don't mind me. I'm just being facetious right now. Like, da, 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 da. Actually, his thing does kind of like... Because I have to remember, it's three-dimensional, so it actually goes like that, and then it kind of like twists itself there. Yeah, that works. And it's the same thing here. It's like, it kind of goes up here, and then it kind of twists itself down there. And then there's like a little like... in between. You know, it's fine. We'll do the rest of the lining around it so I can kind of get a feel for like what the dilly. I also realize it's probably partially covered by his outfit, since his outfit actually does overlap a little bit. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Oh no, it's under it. Holler. So... Are we kind of doing random parts of the body? Yes, we are, because like I'm trying to connect everything, and it's like as it's connecting, it's like, oh yeah, this is... I like Tommy was by. Oh my god. Alright. Maybe I'll get the lining done tonight. We'll make that tonight's like art stream. Yeah, we'll do that later. You saw the room, right? We're gonna save here real quick. Sorry, I'm like uber quiet again. My bad. The room. Which one's that one? Trying to think. Oh, what did I watch last night for the first time? I watched The Suicide Squad, the one where the one with oh shit, Idris Elba. The one with Idris Elba. Idris Elba's fucking phenomenal. And it was like one of those like, okay, this is a quote not a superhero movie, but you know, like motherfucker. Okay. Also, it's 4:20 a.m. and this is my last late night shift after tomorrow. I'll have morning shifts and have to go to bed at 7 p.m. here, which is 11 a.m. for you, lol. 11 a.m. for me. I am kind of just starting my day. Don't tell my job this. Well, not just starting my day, but like I am definitely just getting awake enough to do shit. I am not a morning person. It's not that I don't despise mornings, it's just like, I can't function. I cannot function at the ass crack of dawn. I don't know how people do it. I can't even say that because, so I work from home full time now with my job, which is phenomenal. And kind of good because I hated getting up at 6:30 in the morning, doing the goddamn rat race, trying to get to my office by a certain time. Or I have to leave the house, you have to leave the house at a certain time, or you get stuck in traffic, and bullshit happens, and someone didn't know how to get off the highway. So you gotta sit there, like, it takes like 10 minutes to go like half a mile, and blah blah blah. Also, Demisocial, so I'll see you a while and watch you at Voz. Woo, see you later, Luds! So you're sitting in traffic for like, 15, 20 minutes or some bullshit because someone didn't know how to get off at an exit, and, everybody else has gotta, like, deal with it. Yeah, can you tell I'm a little salty about that? Now, granted, I obviously know how to drive in said circumstances because reasons. But I personally hated it. Oh, no problem, Luds. I'll see you next time. Check out the VOD later. He'll be here. But yeah, it's like... Like, is today gonna be the day I'm just gonna pop out of my car and pop this motherfucker in the face? Or whatever. It was not good for my blood pressure. Not gonna lie. I think more often than not, Sir Chris was like, honey? I was like, what? It's like, screw them kids! I hate people! I hate life! So yeah, I am very grateful I can work from home full time now. But that being said, I don't miss getting up at 6:30, like, out of the house by 7. I effing hate mornings. I don't know, like I said, people that are morning people, kudos to you. Kudos, love it, thank you. No, I'm not one of them. It's like... I just remember, like, people were like, Jen, you're such a morning person. You're the first one in the office every day. I literally was the first one in the office every day, and people thought I was a morning person because of it. And it's like, no. And I had to sit someone down. Not sit someone down, but someone's like, because she thought I was a morning person, she would come talk at me at like 7:30 when I'm in the office. And I'm sitting there barely processing that I am existing right now. And I was like, yo. I had to pull this. I'm like, this person, I think, like, after a hot minute, like, I was trying to be polite because the office that I worked for at the time, it's that culture of, you know, like, let's all get along, we all work here together, blah blah blah, we all live together, you know, making that Warframe reference. And it was like, this person at one point, like, I couldn't do it anymore, and I was like, listen, I understand you think I'm a morning person because, you know, I'm here early and what have not. I am not a morning person. I effing hate mornings. And I did drop the F-bomb because I didn't care at that point. I was like, listen, you're a really nice person. I like working with you. We're great. But please do not, unless it's something important, like, I am not talking to you before, like, 10:30. But, like, why are you here so early? Why are you here? Like, she was very confused about why I was there early. I'm like, I am here early because I'm pulling off the Band-Aid. I'm ripping off the Band-Aid. I'm getting here early at 7:30 because that means I can leave at 3:30 and miss traffic. I am thinking the long game of, do I want to deal with this shit after 8 hours? Do I want to deal with traffic after 8 hours? The answer was no at the time. It still is no all the time. So, like, she realized after a while, it's like, yes, I'm here in the morning and I am functioning, but that doesn't make me a morning person. I still abhor mornings. Yeah. So that's my little, like, the thing. So if anyone else is not a morning person like me, and you're like, man, I just like being on this planet right now, kudos. But for those of you that are morning people, please don't mistake being functional for actually being a morning person, because that's me. That whole thing is fucking wrong. Yeah, we didn't finish his hair and shit because I'm like getting really nervous about the hair. It's like, we're gonna do everything else, but we're gonna do that last. Just because there's so many lines involved, and I'm like, you know what, that's gonna be... Hair is always like a thing. Thank you, Meows, I appreciate it. Whew. Just give me a second, I'm gonna sit back from the thing. What are you at, 2 hours? Yeah, one of my colleagues was like, so you're not a fast drawer, and I'm like, no. He's like, how long does it take you to do full color? I'm like, 6 to 8 hours, and that's if I do it in one sitting. Like, nah, fam. Oh yeah, it's 10:30. You know why? Because my alarm just went off. Telling me, hey, it's time to go to bed. Like, no, we're not going to bed. This is about the time I'm technically supposed to, like, start getting ready for bed and wind down. I don't know about you guys, but I take forever to wind down. Not physically. Physically, I can lay down and be okay. But I'm like, mentally, my mind is going like 800 miles an hour. And so it's like, so how do we deal with this? Well, like, I try to listen to music before I go to bed, or I read comics, I read everyone's like, do you read any of the big two? No, I do not read any of the big two. I've never really got into... Okay, it's just like the one line down here. In terms of, I never really got into like Marvel, DC, like especially once they did the new, what was the big thing back in the day, the New 52, where they retconned a lot of stuff, where they redid it, they rehashed old stories, they did stuff, and it's like, that's cool, but, and this is totally, this is just my feel. You can like their comics, you know, there are some great writers. We have writers here in Baltimore, one of them being Jordan Clark, who wrote stuff for Marvel, DC, like he's an author of some, like, it's cool. Like, there's a great opportunity in working with the big two. Like, hands down, no lie. Like, I'm not gonna knock it. My thing is the big two have been around for about a century now. Like, no joke. It's been almost a century, literally. We're in the 1920s. We're in the 2020s. Some comics have been around since the 1920s. It's like we have this thing about, you know, new IPs and, you know, why can't we never get new IPs, blah, blah, blah. And it's not so much... Okay, so this is actually... Oh god, DeviantArt. I have not been on my DeviantArt in 3 years. It's not so much that, like, people don't get new IPs for stuff, but at the same time, you have to remember, at the same time, and I've talked to another friend about this, like, why don't people, like, do new stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he has a point that, like, no one buys new shit. No one's sick of buying new shit. Like, it's hard to... Oh, I think I accidentally... Yeah, we're gonna undo that. It's hard. Period. I'll just say it's hard. To that extent, however, and this is the part that I'm seeing, is when you have a new IP coming out, and you have the money that the big two have, like, when stuff fails, that's a failing on them, and not much the IP being bad, because it's not bad. Case in point, and this is what burns me too, I've had these discussions with friends. When you have media that quote-unquote fails, and the first answer is, well, you didn't perform well, so we're going to cancel you. But then when you look at the context surrounding why that IP failed or got canceled, it's like, wait a second, let's look at the marketing that was done for that. Let's look at the language that was surrounding that. And when you realize that, what was the egregious one? God, I think it was Disney, actually, that did it too. I'm actually going to do this because I realize this is supposed to be... This is actually supposed to be a thing that... I'll just leave it. I'm not gonna be too worried. Oh, no. Shit. Disney did it, I think, last year or a few years ago. They released, like, an Afrofuturistic series or a movie. It was a movie, I think. People of color. It was supposed to be like a futuristic thing. It was sci-fi. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. There was absolutely no media drip, no marketing, whatever. They literally just silently dropped this IP into their catalog, and the next, like, in the next breath, it was, oh, we can't renew it, we're not making a sequel, we're not doing this because it didn't perform well. It's like, wait a second. You didn't put out any drip marketing. You didn't do any, like... You didn't do anything to help it, like, get off the ground. You didn't push it. You didn't do shit. It's like... So when something fails, and your go-to answer is, well, there's no market for it, see, it failed. It's like, wait a second. You'll put millions of dollars into an IP that's already performing well, obviously because you know it's a safe bet and that's fine. But at the same time, when that IP, when an established IP is getting off the ground, or when a certain established IPs are getting off the ground, I highly doubt that you wanted it to fail, because in some instances, those IPs were your only IP, so if it failed, like, you're out of business. But now that, especially with the big two, they have so many IPs to fall back on, to me, it's like when you put out a new thing, and you're like, and it's like, well, why is this failing? Well, what did you do in terms of marketing and promotion? Did you, like, go all out? Did you spend the money that you needed to make sure that people were like, hey, we're working on a new IP, please support it? If the answer is no, then it isn't a population, like, popularity issue. It's you purposely did not put the thought into it that you did your other IPs. So, like, if they were to put out a Spider-Man IP, like, a new Spider-Man IP, which is, like, once every, like, 6 months or so. No, I'm totally joking, by the way. I have no fucking clue. I'm just saying once every 6 months because, like, I just feel like they just rehash a lot of stuff. I'm not saying it's bad, like I said, as an example. It's like you'll see them, like, they'll buy spots for, they'll buy spots on, like, you know, television, radio, internet ads, etc. Like, that's a lot of shit. And you're talking about, like, making sure that the, what we call the SEO, search engine optimization, is done in a way that's like, hey, make sure, like, our stuff is, like, one of the top search things. It's, you know, one of the top things that comes in searches. Like, if people were to search our name, like, hey, blah, blah, blah. It's disingenuous. And it really burns me when you hear stories of, you know, or we talk about all the time, especially as indie artists, that, like, how, oh, this is bad, it was bad, it didn't perform well. But then when you look at the amount of effort that goes into an established IP versus the amount of effort that goes into, let's say, into a brand new IP you're trying to get off the ground, the difference in treatment and stuff is astronomical. Like, you can't really compare them. And it goes back to, I know this is like a long ass rant, but the point I was getting at is this: if the big two, with a century's worth, literally a century's worth of money and backing and, you know, connections and what, like, you're talking a century's worth of that stuff, not like some piddly little new startup. If they put that backing behind one new IP, just one, and the big two, I am guaranteeing you that IP would take off. If you act like this IP is the next big thing, because let's face it, acting like a new IP is failing because it's not popular is disingenuous and, quite frankly, stupid. That's a your marketing problem. That's a your marketing planning problem. That's not an IP problem. So when, like, that looked bad. All right. So, like, I get when they were redoing Marvel, it's like, you know, Lady Thor, Kamala Harris, hype something up and it'll get action. And it'll get traction, yes. Like, that is true. Hype something up and you'll get traction. People are supposed to hype. Right. But also, it's not just hype, but you're also talking about long-term sustainability and, you know, building ROI, return on interest, as you know what's called. So to build ROI, like, if you were to just put the amount of backing into a new IP that you would an established IP, and even go the extra mile. Let's do that. Let's go the extra mile. I guarantee you that new IP in a 2 to 5 year time span. I know that's a long time. Let's say 2 to 3 years. we'll say 2 to 3 years. We won't even say 5 years. The quote unquote startup new long term. I'll bet you that it'll perform well. You'll establish a new IP. You'll establish a new franchise. And it's like you can do the thing where oh, is it part of this universe? Is it part of that universe? You know, maybe it's its own universe. Like, who knows? But like, it's like the argument about like, oh, it's hard to get new IPs off the ground. It's hard to get new IPs off the ground if you're an indie creator. I will not like, you know, be like, no, that's bullshit. No, it's hard because you're also talking about people spending money on a sure thing. If you're one of the big two with a century's worth of clout and not public trust. That's a little like iffy, but you know what I mean. Like, you're known. People are more willing to spend money on a new IP that the big two drops versus a new IP that an indie drops. And the reason for that is it's like, hey, is it going to keep going? Whatever. Like, is that universe going to keep going? And that is, for an indie, that is hard because it's dependent on, like, you know, do you have time? You're the only person doing it. Meanwhile, the big two have like all these huge resources. You're talking a century's worth of resources, etc. Like, Marvel could be like, I need 2 artists for this ASAP. We're gonna hire this person. They'll get 2 artists ASAP. They'll get artist assistants ASAP. They'll get, you know, a whole comic team built like in a month, no questions asked, whatever. Like, to get an IP off the ground, it would be so fucking easy. As an indie creator, when you're the only one pretty much driving everything from, you know, you're like 5 people in one. You're the letterer, the inker, the sketcher, the colorist, the promoter. I say 5, it's like 10. You know, it's a pain in the ass. I say pain in the ass, I say that like no, it's a pain. Like, it's, you gotta like, like, you're gonna have to want to do it, but at the same time, it's like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So like, I always refer to, oh god, what's the song, if you want to be a rock superstar and live large, blah, like, he has a great quote. Like, the guy's talking in the middle of the song, but at the same time, what he says is very relevant. It's like, it's fun, but it's still a job, and every day indie creators, like, they do it because they do love it, but at the end of the day, it's still a job. Like, a lot of them are still, like, you know, a lot of them still have their day jobs because it's like, well, I gotta fund this shit somehow until it funds itself. And also as an indie creator, yeah, this is like a stream of thought going on while I'm drawing, by the way. Sorry about that. Also going into that is, like, keeping your power to say no. I mean, that was the best advice someone ever gave me or that I read about. I wish I could find where I got that from. Keeping your power to say no. And it's like, what does that mean? It means as an indie creator, like, you want your stuff to succeed so bad, and you want it to get out there so bad, like, you're willing to take on any job, any commission. You lowball yourself on your commissions, you lowball yourself on, you know, your work. And it's like, don't ever do that. And the reason being is, it's like you kind of have to find a way to balance the value that you have with, okay, you know, I can kind of go for this much, but I will absolutely be losing it, and it's totally not worth it if I sell my commissions or whatever for this much. You gotta find that balance. And also, like I said, you got people who lowball you, and you'll probably be, and I'm, like I said, I'll never fault any artist to do it. I totally get it. But you never, if it's possible, never ever try to put yourself in a position where it's like, I gotta take this commission, I need that extra like $200-400, and this person's willing to pay. Meanwhile, the commission itself is worth like maybe 2-3 times that. It's like, I would love to just draw and play video games full time on stream, you know, stream for you guys, and, you know, whatever. I can't do that. At the same time, like, I've had people come up to me for a commission and be like, I want $20 for a full color 8.5 by 11, and I had to, like, laugh my ass off and tell them to go away. It's like, no. So when I say keep your power to say no, what I mean is this. Like, always keep away so that if someone tries to lowball you, if someone tries to, like, you know, kirk you of your money or something, the answer is no. And it's not a pride thing, it's not an arrogant thing. It's a you need to value me as a person, as an artist thing. So like, yeah, I'm keeping my day job while doing a lot of this stuff, and you know, it's cool, but at the same time my day job does allow me to keep my power of no. Like, it allows me to be like if anyone were to come up to me and be like, yeah, like, can you just do this for like some low ass thing? I'd be like, no. And for those of you IYKYK, you know, you get that person that's like, well, I know you need this to, like, you know, pay your bills and stuff, so, you know, I'm giving you a good deal, you should take it. No, I was like, no. And then the thing is, I've had to say, nah, I'm good, man, I'm good. I don't actually need you to help pay my bills this month. I got that on lock myself. I feel like this arm is so busted. I might have to resketch this. So yeah, always keep your power to say no. Seems alright, considering that how far he's at his elbow bent in the 90-degree angle. Motherfucker. That was my little tangent. I don't even know where that art tangent started from, but whatever. Keep your power to say no, guys. Always keep your power to say no. Oh yeah, we started with the big two. How does this relate to the big two? Well, you always got big companies like... Actually, this needs to be reversed. You always got big companies that are, like, especially with the AI bullshit, it's like, oh, we can, like, try to get you for cheap now because we can have AI do it. It's like, you know what? Go to hell. It's just downright disrespectful. And the fact that, I don't know if this has been a thing. I might have heard it from somewhere. I might be just imagining it wrong. But, like, people that now are like, oh, I can use AI to make this if you don't make this for me. It's like, go right ahead, fam. And then it's like, oh, why does it turn out so, like, wonky? Yeah, because you're not a real artist, my guy. You're a prompt jockey. But AI just made it so much harder for artists to do stuff, and it's atrocious. It really is atrocious. As someone, like, my day job is a developer. I do basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React framework, front-end development, API, blah blah blah, that whole nonsense. I would fail the tech portion of any interview because as much as I know, I can never like remember like, yeah, like I know they're getting away kind of from the tech portions of know the exact terminology. It's like, well, they're now starting to ask more about like, you know, your thought process when doing stuff. The point is, it's like, as someone who's a developer, and it was funny when, you know, the NFT stuff was coming out, and now with this AI bullshit, it's like, how can you be against it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's because I am a developer / programmer, like, I know the bullshit that's gonna happen when this shit hits the fan. So, like, please don't. Especially with the NFT stuff, that was kind of funny. You had a lot of people in the I don't want to like be like, oh, non-tech versus a tech person, but like you had a lot of people that were saying stuff about NFTs, and it's like you clearly have not spent like 2 minutes in front of a computer trying to do some of this stuff, because I forgot what some of the claims were. I just remember I had to sit there. I sat there reading some of the stuff, and I was like, and me and the senior dev were just sitting there like, yeah, these people are crazy. Like, they are absolutely out of their minds. Like, with this NFT shit. Like, it was just funny to me how you're telling me, like, oh, we need security and stuff and blah, blah, blah. Okay. What was one of the examples someone gave? Someone gave an example of, like, well, what if you could lock a file doing this? I'm like, oh, you mean that thing that already exists in PDFs and JPEGs and everything else under the sun? It was just funny. And I've discussed a lot of this with my husband. I know I'm going like on a rant, but it's rare that I'm just chilling here drawing and talking about my thoughts about stuff. So like, feel free to sit around, grab some tea, what have not. It's just funny to me, especially with the experience and the stuff I do, that some people come in this whole stream of conscious thing. I know, yeah. It's just funny, just some of the shit people come up with to like try to shill you $1. Like NFTs. It was like NFTs on like, wait a second, you what? And then when you had a slew of programmers, you had whole people who worked in the tech space, programmers, developers, IT people in general, that were telling the populace like, hey, this NFT thing's a scam, just FYI. And then you had non-tech people like Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park was trying to be like, NFT is great, here's why. And it's like all the developers are like, no. I'm like, are you? No. Needless to say, Mike Shinoda has been going down the hole since I can't think of his name right now. I am like having a brain fart like really bad. But rip. But like the fact that they used AI to create their latest music video, I was like, you have all the money, not all the money in the world, but Linkin Park is an established band. You know, they've always been for the underdog. Like that's kind of the point. It's like Rage Against the Dying of the Light, not Rage Against the Machine, although that's another band that's like, you know, really good. But like, you're talking about your value and your value and your brand being, hey, we're for like, you know, revolution and stuff like that, and it's like, oh yeah, but we're gonna shill for NFTs. I was like, Mike Shinoda, are you fucking serious? Really? Spare me. And like I said, as someone who is a developer, as someone who has, you know, a sense of how a lot of stuff works, and also my job is to figure out how stuff works quickly and efficiently, so I do problem solve a lot to the point where my head sometimes hurts. It was kind of disheartening to see that. But even more disheartening was the fact that, like, throughout the whole process of NFTs, the NFT bullshit, people were coming up like, well, I don't know if you know anything about software development. I'm like, actually, yes, I do. So, like, what do you do for a living again? Oh, I just read up a little bit on it. Okay, cool. It's like, no. Whew. Sorry, I'm gonna take a step back. No, Rossley's looking pretty good. I like that he looks like a nice middle-aged man now, not like some bullshit 20-something. I'm not gonna lie, that's like my most favorite thing. Thank you, Meows, I really appreciate it. No, I just like that he actually looks like a middle-aged man like he's supposed to be, not baby face. That makes me so happy. I'm 39 years old. I like the fact that my man looks like he's actually 30-something. Come here. Like I said, we'll probably get through the line art and then, we'll call it a night, but I gotta... see. But yeah, and then the AI, fucking AI bullshit. I'm sorry, it's just, if we're gonna talk about AI in a responsible adult manner, because we're all adults here, at least I am, on good days. We're gonna have to revisit some things from an economic point of view. For example, like, I know people bitched about UBI, like, why should I pay for other people to live, blah blah blah, but hear me out. We're gonna have to visit UBI because if people are gonna start using AI to make a profit, right? Well, that means so you're not adding to the workforce, you're increasing your profit, and like, who are you selling to, first off? Like, overseas people? So you're not gonna sell to the people here or create jobs over here on the domestic market. And this is like basic economics 101 thing. You're not gonna make a sustainable market with this technology in the sense of God, I'm trying to explain my thought like I get it. Like, in the sense of, like, okay, well, oh, that was horrible. But at the same time, when you're trying to advocate for, oh, we don't want copyright laws and all this stuff either when it comes to AI, it's like, wait a second. So you're going to create this method, this business model or method where you're like, yeah, we're gonna get even more money for what the hell? Did I accidentally switch to... I don't know what that was. That was really weird. In order to get to... Sorry, now I'm like trying to figure out what the fuck just happened there. You're talking about making a profit off a business model that doesn't create what's called an acceleration of money or a movement of money in the economy. If anything, stagnation of wages and stagnation of money actually depletes an economy's buying power and everything else under the sun. Sorry, I also macro and microeconomics are now coming into play. You're also talking about, like, you're making a profit here, but without increasing a way for that wealth to somehow be put back into the economy that you're profiting off of. So who in this economy, how are you going to have a workforce in this economy when your workforce is, we'll call AI automation, like, pretty much fully automated. I'm going to turn this shit upside down. Fully automated and everything. Like, how do you propose whatever? And it's like, well, you need acceleration of money in an economy, or in a movement of money in an economy, to keep that economy healthy. But if there is a stagnation of money, if money is hoarded more than, you know, spent or moved, aka the depletion of, let's say, like a middle class or, you know, working people. Because let's face it, studies show working people and middle class people, aka lower middle class people, they spend more money. They actually keep the economy moving by having an acceleration of money that happens. But without that, the economy actually collapses. So to that extent, like I said, like, how are you gonna like do that? So you have AI replacing jobs, replacing people, and basically being like, okay, but we're making more profit. Wait. So we're making more profit, but we have no money going back into the economy, going back into, like... And I know people are gonna say mom and pop business, like, not just mom and pop businesses. It's like, well, how is the state supposed to collect taxes on that to pay for infrastructure and, you know, putting money into schools and stuff like that? And it's like, well, how are you gonna put that money into schools when you have, like, no money, because you've now allowed corporations to do whatchamacallit, you've allowed corporations to pretty much reduce their taxes to the point where you actually owe them money. You know, like we get a tax return every year as citizens, or at least those of us that actually do our taxes properly. I know some people out there that have not done their taxes properly, and it's been helter-skelter, very scary. So it's like you have an economy that's basically about to erupt, and it will erupt probably in the next 6 to 8 months. With, you know, student loans coming back into play, there was no, like, security during the pandemic where it was like, okay, well, the pandemic's over now resume making your payments. But it's like, but during the pandemic, no policies or anything were done to help ease, like, okay, what's the blowback from the lost wages, lost time, etc. of people being evicted, losing their jobs, being out of work, etc. It's like with no financial security net for the base of an economy, the buying power of the economy, which is the largest buying power of the economy, which is mostly millennials and, you know, the upcoming Gen Zs. It's just like, how are you trying to sustain this economy when you put nothing into it or gave it any security during an unprecedented event where many people were devastated, lost homes, lost jobs, and your only answer is, well, you guys have to keep doing the same thing. It's not adding value, undercutting the buying power of the consumer base, and consolidating wealth in a tight group. Agreed. Billy Kaz, hey! Yeah, you came to my nice little my economic lecture. We went through a lot of lectures tonight in the, 2.5 hours I've been on stream. God. Yeah, no, it's just, you have no acceleration of money anymore. It's like, you're talking about, with COVID, you didn't, like, the government didn't change how it did business, because it's like, oh, business as usual. It's like, not every, like, you're expected to keep to your obligations under even more stressful conditions than than like before the pandemic. Like, even before the pandemic, the economy still showed signs that it was still stressing out, and people were getting ready to, like, bust. It's like, okay. But then on top of that, it's like, well, we know we screwed up, but can you, like, still pay your loans and stuff that you took out? I mean, since it's your problem, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, wait. If you don't help out the people that are the buying... I support the soapbox. Yeah. If you don't help out the people that, you know, are the buying power of your economy, which is mostly middle and lower middle class, let's be real, you're talking about pretty much saying, like, screw you hippies, you know, we just want to hoard the wealth. And as I've been saying, like, multiple times over, you can't have no acceleration of cash in an economy. You can't have no cash flow in an economy. Like, you need to constantly keep buying stuff. Not import. I'm not talking about, like, imports and stuff. Like, when I say acceleration of money, like, money has to keep changing hands, whether it's internal or not. So, like, me going to mom and pop shop helps, because that mom and pop shop pays the taxes that build, like, the roads and upkeeps everything under the sun. But then when you let certain things, like, okay, this corporation donated so much money, they don't have to pay taxes regardless of what their profit is, like, you have nothing. Like, you can't, what are you going to invest in? You can't invest in shit. There's no cash. You didn't tax the corporations. And you're like, well, we didn't really, like, and, like, the people aren't gonna, like, pay more taxes either. It's like, okay, whatever. I'm not very eloquent when it comes to, like, talking about economics or politics. I'm gonna say that right now. I know the thought process that I want to say. Philly Kaz, thankfully, has known me long enough that she kind of gets what I'm saying, and obviously because I live with my husband, he also gets it too. The point is this: when we and I know it's like I kind of went off on a tangent with the economy, but with the introduction of AI, you have to revisit UBI. You have to, because if you're taking all that money out, you're taking all that buying power out of the workforce, using AI to replace that workforce.
but then at the same time you have no acceleration of money because you just took the buying power away from the workforce. So if you have a UBI, at the very least, one, people can pay for stuff. You have an acceleration of money. You have, you know, at least money going into the economy. And, you know, products and like, you still have people being able to buy products and stuff. When you don't have that anymore, when you don't have any of that, it's like, wait. So I support AI in the sense of what it was intended and what it was used for. It's supposed to assist. It's supposed to enhance the work experience and the workforce. Like, it's supposed to help make things easier so that we can grow as an economy, grow as a people, grow economically, discover new stuff. From an artist point of view, like, it can help, you know, especially for indie creators. Like, AI is great for, you know, I don't want to say shortcutting because I want to make this clear. It's great for speeding up the workflow process in terms of, like, you know what, I am not, like, for example, I am not a background artist. I am sorry, I suck at backgrounds. I have basic fine art education. I understand the fundamentals. I understand the fundamentals pretty well. I don't have time to do this shit. So if I'm like, I'll make it known, like, yes, I'm using a pre-made, like, maybe background or a bought asset off of, like, Clip Studio, and that's fine. Or, you know, I'll have, like, you know, I'll just do whatever. But, or, actually that's a bad example because that's still generated AI art. I would say, like, AI in general is good for, like, you know, I drew a hand by hand, and it's like, wait a second, I kind of messed up. It should be more of an assist tool than, like, whatever. It should not be replacing, it can't be replacing whole jobs and stuff. And the one thing I'm going to say about AI, and people, like, some people get really dumb about AI. They're like, oh, this is going to be great. We can, like, do this and that now, da-da-da. I'm like, I want to make something really clear. AI only works because of large language models, because of large models. Meaning AI does not work unless it has human input. At the same time, that human input has to be quality. If you're putting in bad human input into an AI, it's still going to be shit. So, like, people are talking about, oh, once AI gets full force, we don't have to put stuff into it anymore. We don't have to put data sets into it anymore. It's like, no. AI constantly needs to be updated, and it constantly needs to be have stuff put in it. Because if you're telling me that, okay, once AI gets to a certain point, then you could use AI's own output to train it, that'll never, ever, 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 ever work. I am saying this as someone who works in development, as someone who works with technology, as someone who has, like, a background in systems and infrastructure. You cannot put output from a computer into itself and it still be okay. I'm not gonna lie, it's what people are saying what AI is gonna do is very similar to, I hate to say it, it's similar to inbreeding. Why do we not like inbreeding? What happens when you inbreed? Well, on a genetic level, you get mutations in genetics, which causes issues. It causes problems. You get stuff arising. You get, you know, health issues, etc. It's the same thing with AI. You cannot take an output of AI and put it into itself to teach itself at a certain point. It'll never happen. AI will never be perfect. And the second you think, oh, we don't need people anymore because we have the data sets to train AI, so we're done training AI, the stuff that's going to come out of AI at some point, it's already happening. It's not like, you know, I'm saying anything like crazy. It's already happening. The stuff that comes out of AI is still busted. It may look good now, but then you'll still start seeing, like, warped pictures. You'll maybe put in, you know, a prompt to do one thing. And even without, you know, the new Nightshade for all artists, by the way, make sure you get it to protect your art. You're also talking about the stuff coming out of AI once it quote-unquote inbreeds itself is not going to be quality. That's a great metaphor. Are you calling that inbreeding? I mean, yeah, yes, I am. I mean, granted, yes, right now AI is built on the backs of stolen art, stolen data sets. Like, the data set used to train AI has been done without consent. Like, let's be real. At the same time, it's gonna, like I said, unless you find fresh data or fresh DNA to, like, keep it on top, keep it on its toes, yeah, it's gonna inbreed itself and bugs are gonna start showing up, which they've already have. And it's just not going to be good. Like I said, AI should never, and I'm sorry, we've had so much media about, you know, like artificial intelligence and blah blah blah, and it's like, seriously, like we're really going this route with AI after all of that? Like, okay, whatever. There's just so much. And honestly, with the tech, and Chris and I call him Tech Bros. Chris called him Tech Bros. I call him Tech Bros. And I gotta work with some Tech Bros sometimes in my field. It's okay. I know how to deal. But at the same time, it's like, you know, Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park comes to mind. You know, you were so preoccupied whether you could, you didn't stop to think if you should. I mean, AI has been a possibility. Let's be real about it. AI has been like a thing since the 80s, you know, with HAL, you know, all of sci-fi and all this stuff. Like, humans like to dream. We like to dream big. We want to do stuff. Like, we want to push the limits and blah blah blah. And it's like, sometimes we kind of don't stop and be like, wait, did we do this? Like, did we fuck ourselves over? The answer is yes. Yes, we kind of did. To that extent, I know his hair's a little wonky. His hair, I can't get his hair. His hair's weird. And the thing is, it's like, there should have been, and the video game, for, shit. What was the game with Aloy? Because that game was absolutely perfect in like a scenario where AI was kind of like, crap, Event Horizon or something. No, that's the movie. That's a horror movie. I'm sorry. Horizon Zero Dawn. Thank you. Horizon Zero Dawn's story is actually very perfect for a lot of the shit going on now. So the basis of Horizon Zero Dawn is that there was a technological apocalypse. Someone made an AI to run like these machines, you know, for farming and stuff, you know, and the idea was the idea was good. Hey, let's have AI run the farming machines so, you know, people don't get hurt, you don't have casualties, you don't have the idea. The intent was good, but they did something really stupid. They closed what's called a backdoor. Basically, it's a way to get to the tech and whatever without, so that you can fix it. But they decided to make it a closed system, meaning the AI repairs itself, it does everything itself. And it was like, wait a second, what? Well, guess what happened because the AI was, well, closed. Yes, you guessed it. It got corrupted. It went all like nuclear. It was it was glorious. The point that came out of that game for me was the fact that, like, hey, like, AI should never ever 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 be like a 100% replacement. It should be something that should enhance the human experience. It should help the human experience. It should, like, it should never be used as a means to replace how you live. And what I mean by that is, and I'm gonna take this time to go to WALL-E. Now, WALL-E is a great example of what, like, when people talk about how AI is gonna do everything, is like, wait, do you mean that? Because that's what AI did in that world. So in WALL-E, people literally born and die sitting in chairs. It's a cutesy movie, and you know the whole thing is cutesy. But if you think about what is going on and what is happening today, besides Idiocracy is another one I would compare to today, which is funny. The idea behind WALL-E is that people like literally they literally sit there, and it's like, oh, like blue is the new. I think it was like blue is the new red, or something, and AI automatically changed all their like red chairs to blue and blah blah blah, and it was just AI was the thing that ran their lives, and you know they kind of were like, oh, what'd you do today, blah blah blah. They were for the better part, and the way I can word it is they were existing, but they weren't living. they were happy. Like, you saw them in those chairs, and you saw how happy they were. You saw, like, oh, they, like, that's really cool, like, they were doing that. But if you think about the implication of what exactly is going on, with the fact that, like, when they wanted something, they said, they asked the AI to do it for them, and it was done, and that's it. Like, there was no, how can I explain it? There was a lack of human, like, the human drive for learning, knowledge, the passion for, like, you know, trying to better yourself or do something. And, like, but like I said, I think WALL-E did it perfectly, because when they presented what was going on the space station, because Earth is no longer inhabitable because climate change and pollution, another theme that goes on in there, you're also talking about, like, it was shown that they got their jobs, everything was handed to them, and it wasn't done in a, like, I'm trying to explain this as best as I can. It wasn't done with a, you know, light color palette, a dark apocalyptic color palette where it was like, oh, look how miserable they are, blah blah. No, they were cared for, they were fed, they were happy, you know, they were just like la-di-da-di-da. But and the color palette was, like, you know, very bright, very saturated. Like, everything, the media reading of that entire place was, hey, nothing wrong here, we're good. But to take it further, if you were more literate and you realize what the deal was there, it's like, wait a second, like, hold on, like, they weren't exactly, like, living, they were just existing. They were, like, if they wanted to see, they, like, oh, I want to go swimming in the pool. They didn't actually go swimming in the pool. They sat by a pool and they did a VR thing of them swimming. It was really stupid. Not that it was, the metaphor is really great. Like, the setup was great. The idea that this is what, like, that is a realistic look at what AI does, because now you have all these people that are like, I know it's a long ass rant, but we're getting to the point. I swear to God we are. The point is this: you have people like, oh, I want to put in a prompt and I made art. It's like, hold the phone. No, you did not. At the end of the day, you're talking about, like, these people that were sitting in chairs. They were like, oh, I did this. It's like, no, you didn't. You pressed a button. That's it. Like, when they started building stuff with their own hands and they started learning and blah blah blah, it was fine. Like, it was like a revelation. Like, oh yeah, like, this is kind of what we're supposed to be doing as a species. Is like, we're supposed to be advancing as a species. We're supposed to be pushing our limits ourselves. Now, should we be using AI to help with that? Yes, we should be using AI to help, not replace. At the same time, it's like very funny, because it's like, oh, well, now I can do this now by pressing a button. It's like, no, like, take the time out to learn your shit. Like, what is the problem? Like, why, like, because you can't do it, then I just realized I gotta fix that collar. Do I want to do that? No, not really. Okay, I don't know what everyone says. This is a proper 30-something-year-old man. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, This does not look like he's 30-something. I'm sorry. No. Proper 30-something. And I do mean proper. Yeah, we went a whole rant on, like, you know, voice actors and actresses and, like, having mature VAs. Or at least mature sounding, like, characters now in games. Not like, hee hee, let's have squeakers. And someone barely in their early 20s. We covered a lot of shit tonight. Alright. Oh, let me get back on the... Beep. Let's save this. No. Alright, Rise is looking a little good. Risley's looking a little good. So we just did all the line art, like the clean sketch, so, you know, we'll go through what we did. So there's, oh, let me put it here. There's the dirty sketch. The I don't know where the fuck everything goes sketch. Then we have the clean sketch, which is still, like, apparently 10%. Oop, the cleaner sketch. Bam, and the cleaned up line art. Alright. I think I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Ah! So, yeah. So, I don't know when I'm gonna do this again. I mean, if people want to come for the coloring, that's fine. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the background, because there's all that white space in the top right. Fuck! But, anywho. Alright, I want to thank everybody for coming out to my very surprise late-ass art stream. Let me go over here, let me refresh the page so I can see who else is here. Let's see. Alright, Filthy Cass, thank you so much for coming out. I know it's like, God, it's 11:30. Inhumane, the VIP lurking. YNC, Anime Game. Ludin, who had to go because it's like 4 AM his time over in the I think it was in the Netherlands or something. And last but not least, hubby Sir Chris, who finally got through Risley's storyline today. And you know, we finally beat that because now he's getting ready for oh god, who's releasing on Tuesday? I totally forget. I totally forget. Who's releasing? Is it Navia? Is it Navia? Is it? No, it's not Navia on Tuesday. I don't know who it is. Basically, it's Furina, dear. Oh, shit! That's right, the Pokemon Archon. Yeah, the Pokemon Archon on Tuesday. So, just in time for Furina. If it was Navia, I'd be losing my mind. True. True. But yeah, so thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. I think tomorrow's Tuesday, so tomorrow I'm going to lower the music here for a hot minute. Because, actually I'm going to mute this because it's not even working. I'm going to mute this for a little bit. So tomorrow we resume with the usual horror stream. We're continuing with The Evil Within. I think I'm at chapter 10. There's 5 more chapters to go. I don't think it'll be as long as the last one because chapters 5 and 6 were long AF, so I apologize for that. I didn't realize that'd take a hot minute. But after that, then Thursday, if I beat Evil Within, or at least close to it, then Thursday we'll finish up Evil Within, or we'll get to the DLC content, the assignment, and the Executioner, where you play the backstory for the Keeper, which is very interesting. Alright guys, thank you so much. Love you all, and I hope you all have a great evening. I will see you all on the next stream.